What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to an incredible Liverpool transfer news video because outrageous reports are coming from Italy, especially Calcio Mercato, the Italian news outlet, claiming that Liverpool are lining up a move for Napoli defender Koulibaly, and even the Express newspaper and many other newspapers are reporting this as well. And in this video we will take a look at what Koulibaly could bring to Liverpool, and of course if Liverpool would be willing to pay the transfer fee for him. We will also see the great news that Liverpool will not sell Divock Origi this summer, no matter what club offers what kind of money, and that is coming also from a credible source, and many other Liverpool news in this video. So if you enjoy these types of videos, please leave a like, it really helps me out. It just takes a second for you guys to smash the like button. And according to Calcio Mercato, Liverpool are interested in buying Koulibaly, but this deal could be very complicated. But the fact is that AC Milan are interested in buying Dejan Lovren, so the Liverpool might be in the market for another defender this summer. And if Jurgen Klopp was to spend a big amount of money on one player, it could be Koulibaly, because he is 27 years old, so he's approximately the same age as Virgil van Dijk, and they could form a formidable partnership for the next 5 or 6 years. But it's going to be difficult because I think Liverpool don't really need a really expensive centre-back at the moment. I would be more inclined to play Joe Gomez and Van Dijk together, Matip and Van Dijk together. So even though these reports are credible, I don't think Liverpool are desperate in need of a centre-back, especially not for like 70, 80 or even 90 or 100 million pounds. And Koulibaly is 27, so it wouldn't have a big resale value. If we dropped like 80 million on Koulibaly, we wouldn't be able to get not even close to that amount of money back for him, even like 3 or 4 years from now. And also, what kind of wages would Koulibaly be commanding if he were to sign for Liverpool? He would command 300k, maybe even 350k weekly wages, and that would disrupt the wage structure of Liverpool. So let me know guys, after these points, do you think that Liverpool should go for Koulibaly? Do you want Liverpool to go for Koulibaly? And take into consideration everything that we are talking about here. You can't rule it out 100% because Jurgen Klopp is a big fan of Koulibaly, and it would be a brilliant transfer, and also it would disrupt Manchester United's transfer plans, because Man United have been linked with Koulibaly for 2 or 3 seasons. But I think that boat has sailed for Man United, because they are now in the Europa League and they are not as attractive as they were even last summer or 2 summers ago. And according to Italian newspaper Il Mattino, Liverpool are thinking about making an official bid for Koulibaly, and Koulibaly has been, according to the report, on Jurgen Klopp's radar for some time, and Liverpool have contacted Koulibaly's agent, according to the report, just to see whether Koulibaly would be interested in playing in the Premier League. And Napoli, of course, are not in a financial position to reject all kinds of bids for Koulibaly. They can reject bids up until a certain amount, but above that, I think Napoli wouldn't want to stand in the way of Koulibaly, who could probably want another challenge, a bigger challenge. The fact is that at Napoli he has been quite unlucky not to win major trophies, because there was always a team better than Napoli in the Serie A, mostly Juventus, and also a team better than them, mostly in the Italian Cup and in the Champions League certainly. And Napoli are actually keen to sell Koulibaly. The reason for that, as I said, they are not in a financial position to reject all kinds of offers, and also they need to sell some players in order to make funds available for new transfers. Napoli want to challenge Juventus for the title next season. They want to improve their squad, and Koulibaly, who is currently on international duty with Senegal ahead of the Africa Cup of Nations, so he's Sadio Mane's teammate. So I think Koulibaly already behind the scenes have asked about what life is like at Liverpool, how money is finding life at Liverpool. And after, Liverpool winning the Champions League, I think almost every player would want to play for Liverpool. I mean, even Mbappe came out in an interview saying that he would choose Liverpool on FIFA and put himself on the team because he likes Jurgen Klopp. He likes how Liverpool played up until winning the Champions League. So that's a brilliant news. I'm very happy to hear that. We are now back. Liverpool are back among the big boys in European football, and I'm so happy. Apparently, according to the report, Juventus are also interested in Koulibaly. Now that Maurizio Sarri, his former manager, went to Juventus, he could be interested in signing Koulibaly for Juventus as well, because they have a good close relationship with Napoli, and he could persuade Koulibaly to move to Turin. And Paris Saint-Germain could also make a move. They could also afford the incredible transfer fee and the wages, especially because there is talks of even Messi asking Barcelona to sign a Neymar. So probably Paris Saint-Germain would get a lot of money from the Neymar sale to Barcelona, and they could drop 100 million euros on Koulibaly. And it's going to be very interesting, the transfer window, and I think one or two big deals will happen very soon, and then the dominoes will start falling and everything will be falling into place. The big question is, what areas should Liverpool strengthen? I think it's not centre-back. I think we should maybe keep Lovren for another year, and we should just give Joe Gomez, Matip the chance to fight it out between themselves, who will partner Van Dijk long term next season. That's what Liverpool should do. So I wouldn't really recommend Liverpool dropping 100 million euros on Koulibaly, because yes, Koulibaly is a world-class player, but we probably should spend that money on a striker or a winger, on an attacking midfielder, on a young left back, and we could sign those three players for the same price as Kalidou Koulibaly. And if you take into account that Koulibaly would want 300 or 350k weekly wages, it would really disrupt the whole wage structure at Liverpool. I mean, Salah is on 200k, Van Dijk is on 150k, and the other players are not really on close to that amount. And according to some newspaper reports, Liverpool have made some contact with Koulibaly's agent, who is called Fali Ramadani, to ask about the availability of the defender. So how these things work is not Liverpool directly or Jurgen Klopp directly, but somebody who is representing Liverpool will either message the agent or get his phone number and actually talk to him on the phone and ask whether Koulibaly would be interested in playing in the Premier League. Would he be interested in leaving Napoli at this time? And would he be interested in playing for the defending Champions League winners, the European champions? And if that is a yes, then Liverpool can start working out what kind of transfer fee Napoli would command, what kind of wages Koulibaly would want, and whether that fits into our transfer strategy for the summer. I think Jurgen Klopp has been a big fan of Koulibaly for the past 2 or 3 seasons. We have been linked with him before, but we will only sign him if it makes sense in terms of does Koulibaly fit into the team ethos at Liverpool. I don't know what kind of a man he is, because Jurgen Klopp is not only looking at the football player, but he's looking at the player's personality, the character, and whether he would be fitting into the Liverpool dressing room well or not. So there are a lot of factors here that we don't really know what goes on behind the scenes, but I will try to give you as much information about Liverpool transfers as I can. And according to ESPN correspondent Melissa Reddy, who used to work for the Liverpool Echo and the other Liverpool newspapers, Liverpool-based newspapers, she is reporting that Liverpool will not sanction the sale of Divock Origi during this transfer window, even if it means losing him on a free transfer next summer. That's what her sources tell her, because Divock Origi only has 1 year left on his contract, but his representatives have been in discussions with Liverpool over fresh terms. Liverpool want to extend his contract, and Divock Origi said himself that he wants to extend his contract as well, but the contract offer needs to be right. And Divock Origi is 24 years old. He scored some very, very important goals for Liverpool, but maybe he's asking for too much of a pay rise. It's very difficult to reach a middle ground, but I'm sure that sooner or later Liverpool and Origi can come to an agreement. And actually, if Origi rejects a new deal, it would not be on an account of running down his contract for financial benefit. He has never pressured Liverpool, according to this report, into offering him improved wages or valuing game time, experience and off-the-pitch stability over his bank balance. So Divock Origi didn't pursue the money. He just wanted to stay and prove himself. He was asked whether he wants to leave Liverpool in the January transfer window, and he said no, I want to stay, I want to fight for my place. And whoa boy, was he proven right, scoring in a Champions League final. Now everybody knows Divock Origi's name. I think already after the Barcelona game where he scored 2 goals to knock Barcelona out, most people knew Origi's name, but to score in the Champions League final, that's always a huge one. And Origi has a close relationship, according to Melissa Reddy, with FSG president Mike Gordon and sporting director Michael Edwards. And Michael Edwards has repeatedly resisted the chance to sell him on the cheap, believing that he could make some valuable contributions. I mean, Liverpool already recouped more than half of the £10 million that we actually paid for Origi, because when we loaned him to Wolfsburg actually paid more than £5 million in loan fees. And it's going to be very, very interesting whether, Origi can sign a contract extension. I really hope that he does, because I think he's a very, very good, talented striker. He's not on the level of Firmino yet, but he can get there in the next 2 or 3 years. If he plays to the best of his potential, he can be a devastating striker. And he's only 24 years old, so probably his best years are still ahead of him. And he is already a cult hero. He's already kind of a club legend at Liverpool because of his goals against Barcelona in the Champions League final. Maybe not a club legend, but he's in Anfield folklore, in Anfield history. And whatever happens, whatever Origi does for the rest of his career, his name will be forever in the history books at Liverpool. And that's, I think, an amazing, amazing thing. According to Melissa Reddy, Liverpool's idea for this transfer window is to be patient and responsible in the market, and that allows them to react if game changers who feel a need become available. And I think the likes of Nicolas Pepe or Matthijs de Ligt or Kalidou Koulibaly, players like that, they are game changers. And I really want Liverpool to push on and not just rest on our laurels. Winning the Champions League is brilliant, but we need to take the next step and always continually try to improve. That's why I want Liverpool to sign 1 or 2 big players this summer who can fill a very, very important gap in the squad, and also who can potentially improve even the first 11. I mean, Koulibaly would improve the first 11 in my opinion right now, and that's the most important thing in my opinion for Liverpool, to try and win as many trophies with this great club next season as possible. And Jurgen Klopp said in March, and I quote, "I don't think this is a team at the moment where we have to spend the big money or whatever. The best way to do it is to bring together a group of players, try to develop them all together and then stay together for a while." That was maybe the main problem of Liverpool for the last decade. When they had a good team after a season, they went all over the world. That will not happen this year for sure. So Jurgen Klopp, of course, wants to focus on keeping all the key players together, and Liverpool have made very, very concentrated efforts for doing so. We have improved almost every single big player's contract in the past 12 to 18 months who have been at Liverpool for like 2 or 3 years. We improved the contracts of Firmino, of Salah, of Mane. I think even, players like Henderson, Milner. And I really hope that we do the same with the likes of Origi and other players as well. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Robertson. I mean, Alisson could get a wage rise right now, and that has been the strategy for Liverpool. And Liverpool haven't spent big money on transfers in this summer transfer window, but signing these big players that are already at the club on bigger contracts and longer contracts and bigger wages, I think is as important as bringing in a world-class superstar. So I really commend Liverpool and congratulate them on the work that they have done with the squad, and we are on the right track, but I think we just need to push on a little bit more and sign one or two players. And Steven Gerrard looks like he will stay at Rangers and try to develop the club even more. And Steven Gerrard has actually rejected the opportunity to move to Derby County from Rangers, because the rumors are that Chelsea, now that they lost Surrey, they will sign Frank Lampard, their former player, to become the manager of Chelsea. And there were rumors that Gerrard could go to Derby County to replace Lampard. But according to the Times newspaper, Gerrard actually rejected the chance to even discuss the prospect of replacing Lampard, because he has settled in Scotland and is looking forward to next season. And I think he wants to build something special at Rangers. And if he could win a Scottish Premier League title, or if he could win a Scottish Cup with Rangers, that would be a brilliant achievement, because Rangers, don't forget, is still operating on a fraction of the budget of Celtic. So Rangers are always playing catch up, and they are facing an uphill struggle to catch Celtic in the Scottish football. But I think Gerrard wants to stay at the club and build something, and you can't do that in just one season. You need at least 2, 3, maybe even 4 seasons to do that. And Gerrard is, I think, now at an ideal club, because the pressure is a little bit off at Rangers. I mean, he's progressing bit by bit, and also he's taking some Liverpool players on loan. Ojo has been confirmed that he went to Rangers on loan as well. And I think that is going to be a very good, interesting project for Gerrard to develop some Liverpool young players as well at Rangers, and to try to bring back some big trophies to Rangers. So the Brazilian national team got some stake in the Copa America, because they actually scored 3 goals that were disallowed by VAR. One of them was scored by Bobby Firmino, and another one was scored by former Liverpool player Philippe Coutinho. And I think it's very harsh, because in the first game they beat, I think, Bolivia 3-0, and they actually played very well. And now against Venezuela, Brazil were much the better team, and they were extremely unlucky that all 3 goals were disallowed. And yeah, they just couldn't find a goal to count, actually, and for the referee to give. So Brazil have 4 points from 6, and I'm really happy to say that Firmino has been playing really well in the Copa America so far. He was unlucky not to get his goal allowed by the referee, but otherwise, you know, Brazil are on their way to the last 16. And I actually want Brazil to win the Copa America, mainly because of the Liverpool players. So Firmino and Alisson come back with a Copa America medal, gold medal that is, and add that to their Champions League medal, because that would mean a dream season for the Brazilian boys. I just feel a little bit sorry for Fabinho, who I think he deserves to be in this Brazil team. At the moment they are playing with Fernandinho and Casemiro as the 2 holding midfielders, but I kept saying that Casemiro didn't have a good season at Real Madrid. Fabinho should be there on form. But let me know, what do you think about all the things that we talked about in this video, and thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. See you later. Goodbye.